was fighting off depression every day. I definitely took things for granted.
Felt like I had a real huge problem. Feeling like I let so many people down.
To not be able to get back on my feet and stand up on my own and run away, you know, it was hard to take in.
His whole story, his heart, his courage is something that rubs off on everybody that he meets.
What inspires you? Motivates you? When things seem the darkest, what keeps you going?
On December 2nd of 2007, I'll never forget. It was like, just like yesterday to me.
On a normal night out with friends, Arthur Renowitzky's life was changed forever.
So I was, you know, leaving the club and, you know, random act of senseless gun violence, you know. A youngster ran up and shot me. Took my wallet and ran off, and, you know, next thing you know, I was on my way to San Francisco General Hospital in an ambulance with a bullet in my chest. The way he explained it was, Arthur, you know, where your family and your friends are happy you survived, we're all happy you're here, you know, today, but I have to give you some news. You suffered a spinal cord injury and you got to get used to living life in a wheelchair. There was also a chance that I wouldn't be able to talk again. So here I am, 20 years old, hearing the news from, you know, medical professionals and doctors telling me that I'll never be able to walk or talk again. It was really tough to take in. Just hoped and prayed that I'd get my voice back. And if I did, I wanted to use it for something powerful.
Arthur would get his voice back, and after learning how to speak again, he made a vow.
From that day on, I promised myself to never take my voice for granted and to speak out, you know, and to encourage and the youth, the next generation coming up, to spread a positive, you know, message.
And so, from his hospital bed, Arthur created the Life Goes On Foundation.
I wanted to start a movement, a positive movement, to be able to pass on, you know, the things that I've learned and the ways that I've been able to overcome things in my life and just pass those on to others that really need it.
In the 10 years since starting the foundation, Arthur has traveled all over the world spreading his message. And along the way, he's crossed paths with many big-time celebrities, like the point guard of his favorite basketball team.
The way that he's handled, you know, the hand he was dealt, an unfortunate circumstance he found himself in, but kept such a positivity around him and found a way to continue to impact the world, you know, through what he's gone through and spreading that love and encouragement. And for me, it just makes me appreciate every day that I get to play this game.
Thanks to Steph, Arthur became a part of the Warriors' extended family. And in 2016, he formed a special bond with Kevin Durant.
My first time playing after I signed with the Warriors, playing in Oracle, I think I seen him in the parking lot, and he just handed me a band that said "Life Goes On."
Gave him the wristband off my wrist. I told him about my foundation, and you know, he was really receptive and listened to everything I had to say.
Me coming from just like this, stuck in this basketball world of like, I felt like I had a real huge problem, you know what I mean? Switching teams and, you know, feeling like I let so many people down that I've been working with for the last 9 years. Just like I had so many emotions, and it was just like I wanted to move past that. And he handed me this band, and then we sit and talk for a while, and I just felt I felt like an idiot just complaining about what I had going on in my life, when this man is smiling and he's enjoying himself every single day.
During that time, he had a lot of hate coming his way from, you know, changing teams and a new city that he was, you know, coming into. So that message, "Life Goes On," really stuck with him.
As NBA players, we're taught to be so strong and courageous and full of confidence and we're not supposed to have any flaws, you know, as people. And here he comes, and it's like, man, I felt vulnerable. I felt like I could open up to him. I felt like he knew what was going on without even saying anything.
One of the things that stuck out that he did tell me was he said he was going to wear it and he wasn't going to take it off.
KD wore the wristband throughout the Warriors' 2017 championship run, using it as a way to keep the game of basketball in perspective.
Sometimes I feel like when I'm in a shooting slump that the world, the sky's gonna fall, you know, and it just feels like when you're passionate about something, you really, really believe that when you're at your low, that you're really at a low in every part of your life. So we put things in perspective, compartmentalize things for me. You know, basketball is here, my life is here, family's here, friends are there. So it's like, he let me know that, man, when you're having a tough shooting night, when things aren't going well on the court for you, when you look down and you realize that after the game, your life continues to move forward.
Good shot! There we go.
Through the National Wheelchair Basketball Association, Arthur has been able to maintain his competitive spirit. But far more important than wins and losses is the feeling of once again being part of a team.
About that action. To get in the chair and to play with other guys that have similar stories or, you know, have had, you know, other things to overcome, and we get on the court and play as a team, I think it was life-changing for me, and I know it's life-changing for a lot of other adaptive athletes.
As Arthur continues to rehab, he hopes that one day he will be able to walk on his own again. But the use of his legs is not what drives him.
I've spoken to estimated 150,000 plus youth. So, you know, I don't want to stop there. I want to keep going to where we don't speak to thousands of kids and youth, but, you know, millions of people out there in the world.
That's just a spirit that you can't really describe. It just takes over you, man. And he had that feeling, and not too many people made me feel that way.
We all have our problems, our struggles, moments where all seems lost. But no matter what your burden is, no matter how bad things seem, life always goes on.
I know there are people out there that are dealing with depression, dealing with lots of obstacles out there, but, you know, just to stay positive, to keep pushing forward, and know that, you know, life does go on, and things will get better.